Hey everyone, my name is Christian. I'm the Executive Director of My Team Triumph Wisconsin. This is an edition of the Beyond the Chair video series that we have here at My Team Triumph. We're all about collecting and sharing some of the inspirational stories about the people that we get to interact with around My Team Triumph, the training, the racing, the relationships that are built. Super excited to come to you guys with an awesome story today. It's all about Ironman. Ironman is coming up on September 9th, Ironman, Wisconsin, that is. This is an event that we've been participating in since 2013. It's one of our favorite races. We've had, I think, 11 teams that have done Ironman, Wisconsin since then. And we're joined today by some folks that are planning on participating this year and in the near future. So we're going to interview them a little bit and get to hear a little about some of their motivations, what they expect, some of the challenges that they've faced in the journey of training as we're close to race day, and give you guys an insight of kind of what goes on behind the scenes. So thanks guys for being here today. Really appreciate it. How y'all doing?
Thanks for having us.
Well. Awesome. All right, so let's go around the room here. Go with introductions. I'm going to start over here. We've got Tom. Tom's on our board, also a captain. He's got a crazy son, Zane, that we call Zane Hasselhoff. He's going to love that we said that on this video. Or Wonder Bread.
Than the other one.
Or Wonder Bread. Yep. And then we have Jana over here, who is kind of a Captain Angel hybrid with us. She's a bit of a badass, if I may say that. So she has participated in a lot of races with us. Just coming off doing the Door County Half Ironman, first half iron for you. Yeah. Did the swim portion, pulling Tom, so pretty jacked about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
awesome.
That's great.
Awesome.
The bruises get the shoulder.
The bruise, got the scars,
Yep.
all that good stuff. All right, next to her we've got Cliff. Cliff's been a member of the team for just over a year now, right? Just about a year you've been on the team as an Angel, right?
That's correct.
Awesome. We'll talk a little bit more about his role coming up on the team. Dave, not a newbie necessarily to the team. Has done a few events with us, but definitely new to the Ironman team with us. A little bit more recent to that. We've got Brian over here, also a veteran Angel with us. Door County Sprint, I believe. Have you done others with us?
Cellcom half.
Cellcom half.
I think one other one.
Okay. One other one. No problem.
Don't have many events to choose from.
No, we only have like 50. So we'll get into a little bit more of what these guys' role are over here. We have Tammy and BJ over here. BJ is one of our veteran captains. BJ, when did you start racing with My Team Triumph?
I believe I started. I'm trying to think. Started 4 years ago.
4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. What do you think, Tammy, of BJ taking on all these crazy races?
It's his turn.
It's his turn.
Yeah, he has a younger brother, and he was in all these sports.
Yeah.
And we were constantly on the go, and now it's his turn.
It's his turn. Awesome, guys. Okay, so let's get off sharing the story. So we're going to start over here with Tom, Jana, and Cliff. If you guys have been tuning in to the My Team Triumph Wisconsin world, you know that we have two teams that are doing Ironman Wisconsin this year. One of those teams is Team Tom. We announced this back at our gala, and I think one of the things that we learn as we go through the Ironman experience as well as in life is that sometimes things have to change in terms of the plan. Or you said something once, like sometimes it's don't change your, or maybe you said this, Tom, don't change your goal, just change how you get there. Is that a quote from you? Someone said that. I thought one of you said that.
Sounds good.
It sounds good. Yeah, we're gonna put that on a wall somewhere. We're gonna put that on a wall somewhere.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So don't change your goal, just change how you get there. So Tom, Jana, talk a little bit about that. You guys, I know when we announced this was a surprise for you, Tom, doing the Ironman. But talk a little bit about, kind of how that's progressed over the last, months, and just where you guys are right now.
Well, we knew it was a rather large undertaking. Maybe I knew more than Jenna did, but you know, we knew that just juggling the whole home life, the training piece. Obviously, a couple both having disabilities, training for this stuff, and obviously juggling my full-time job too. I mean, it was a big undertaking to take on, and we run into some some challenges along the way, and we did a lot of learning. And you want to tell a little bit more about what you've
what I've learned, or
you've learned that you can be really allergic to chlorine?
yes, yeah. I had learned that I had a reaction to chlorine that it wasn't good. It caused a lot of depression, so I had to work through that, and eating. I need to eat differently, eat more.
Anxiety was huge.
Yeah, anxiety. I now know what open water is. I hadn't been in open water before at all. Yeah, so just a lot of different things of the wetsuit, feeling like you're being strangled or you have no air to breathe, and things like that. But,
yeah. So we've been, but I recall one night, just in particular, we were at the quarry swimming, and the quarry is kind of a daunting location. I mean, and Jana pulled me out and back, and then we're getting out of the boats, and then she's just like, well, I'm just going to swim around a little bit. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, I looked over at Becky, who was swimming with Jana a little bit, and all of a sudden Jana was out in the middle of the quarry, and then Jana was out going on the other side of the quarry by herself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it was just it brought tears to my eyes, because it was just like one of these breakthrough moments.
Yeah.
And we've had, and just doing the half iron to conquering that. And I mean, I've run into enough, we did the, what was it, the Bay Shore to the Lake Shore bike ride, and I came back and I had blisters all over my heels and my feet from being in the chair.
Yep.
And it's all those things that you don't, think about. And being in the chair is, I mean, it can be pretty taxing on your body also.
Right. Right.
But just getting those things, and I've done I've done my first full marathon this year. Cliff and I put together 3 consecutive weekends of a 60-mile bike ride, a 100-mile bike ride, and then a 56-mile bike ride, all in above 90-degree temperatures, which was pretty insane. So stuff I never thought that I'd even be close to accomplishing, and then tapping it off last a weekend or two ago with the Door County Iron.
Yeah.
Half Iron. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot about how, Jana, I do know this is something that you said. When we talk about like having a strong mentality, I think sometimes we feel like it needs to be like, I can do anything no matter what, and that's the message that needs to come across to people. And I think for some people that may resonate, but you said something that you felt like when you shared that message, it wasn't really true to like what you were going through, and it felt like, I want people to know like, yeah, I'm doing this, but it's not easy. It's hard. I struggle with things emotionally, things physically, and that's, I think, by sharing that gives people permission to realize that they're not weird for experiencing some of those same things. Because if they think it's just going to be easy and perfect, then they're about to have their mind blown. So so can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, on Facebook and on these different things, everybody thinks that life is easy, and I want to be an inspiration to others, but I'm also learning in that for me to be an inspiration for people to connect with me, I need to be real and to be honest with the struggles that I do have so that they can see those things too. In the same sense, I'm learning myself how to feel and how to experience the emotions themselves, because in my past I've just blocked everything out because that's how I would get through the difficult times. You block it out and you continue on. And I don't want to do that at this point. I want to feel all my experiences and learn from them as I go, and then share that with others and let them learn from. Because there's probably somebody going through the same thing that I'm going through.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Now, Cliff, you've gotten to know these guys quite a bit as the original biker for Team Tom in the Ironman. What have you learned through this process?
You know, the journey has definitely been a process in the making, I think. If you think back all the way to, when was the gala? February, March? I don't remember. It was a long time ago
Yeah.
now.
March, I think, yeah.
You know, and it takes a lot of coordination and energy and effort, I think, on everybody's part to make sure that the training plan is put in place and that you have the time to prepare mentally, physically, emotionally, all of it. You know, so for us, it's been a great opportunity to become friends and learn more about each other and learn a little bit more about Zane, who's not here, and you know, try and find those times to get together and train the way that we needed to, and it definitely poses challenges at times because the schedules are never ever, you know, perfectly matching. So how do you fit all of it in? You know, but I think what I've learned the most is just to not give up, but to appreciate and understand that sometimes plans might change. The path that you're going to get there might change a little bit, but doesn't define who you are. It's more about, you know, sticking to accomplishing something that you set out to accomplish.
Right. Yep. You know, I think a lot about, so much of our mission is around building relationships, and I think one of the things that the Ironman experience does with the team is really force that team to get close in ways that maybe they didn't expect, and share and open up and have to go through that. It stretches you physically, it stretches you emotionally, spiritually, you know, all that good stuff, and it sounds like that has definitely taken place over the past month. So the team has decided to look at 2019, Tom and Jana, to look at 2019 as the best case scenario for Ironman Wisconsin, right? You guys talk a little bit about how you came to that and what you're looking forward to next year.
Well, we're looking forward, I mean, we're taking all of the things that we have learned and then, you know, having those steps in place, so now we can focus on training, we can focus on getting stronger, we can focus on, you know, being able to, you know, the planning of this stuff and the, you know, without having to, I mean, yeah, there's going to be anxiety, there's going to be little hiccups along the way, but it'll be a lot easier to deal with that stuff now that we've been through that, those challenges, and you can recognize when, you know, when that sort of stuff is going on, and you know, we've built a lot of close relationships already just on this part of it, and I mean, I've stared at Cliff's butt for so many miles, you know, and I spent a lot of time, you know, when we're on these,
like, what?
on these, you know, on these long,
Awkward.
yeah, that's the big sunshade in front of you. So you just, you know, I spent a lot of time, quite honestly, sitting in that chair, just, you know, praying for, you know, Cliff, for strength, for the, you know, for the equipment, for, you know, all that stuff, and it's just, there's a lot of that, you know, a lot of that connection, a lot of that stuff that, you know, now that you have that, you've got those tools, and now we can use those tools to really hit this thing.
See, I don't look at it as, it's not stopping.
Yep.
We're continuing to train, we're continuing to meet weekly to go. It's
That's
just
true.
going to take a little
You
bit
just
longer.
reassess the timeline of your training plan
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great way.
And
that's a great way
if
to look at it.
my short sizes keep dropping the way they are, I'm all good for that. That's a warning that needs to come with these Ironman.
Another motivation. Another
Yes.
motivation. Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we're super excited, and you guys are going to be at the race this year, right?
Right.
As cheerleaders and coaches and support
Yeah.
for the team.
Yeah. I think
Awesome.
that'll help a lot with the anxiety and different things too.
Right.
I'll know what to expect. He'll know what to expect,
Yep.
and the things we can learn from that
Yeah. Perfect.
to be
Perfect.
better.
So stay tuned for more about that journey as we finish off 2018 and look into 2019. All right, now we're going to talk about the new team for the 2018 Ironman Wisconsin. It's Team BJ over here. Are you pretty excited about this, BJ?
Yes, I am.
How did you first learn about Ironman?
I heard this about Ian.
Ian, yeah.
Yes,
And Ian's one of your buddies. You're a little bit competitive with Ian, aren't you?
yes,
Yeah, so I heard as soon as you saw Ian do it, you knew you had to do it
Yeah.
in order to beat him.
yes.
You know who else you're beating if you beat Ian, right?
Oh. Oh.
Yeah,
Christian.
that's right. That's right.
Oh, crap.
You know, Tammy, I know we spoke a little bit a while ago about this, and I remember you mentioned that, you know, ever since he saw Ian do it, he's wanted to do it, and talk a little bit about you know, you've seen, you know, BJ do these races, and you mentioned earlier it's his turn. His brothers have been able to do stuff, but you must be really proud of BJ and some of the things that he has done, both in My Team Triumph and outside of My Team Triumph. So can you talk a little bit about him?
I'm extremely proud of him. When he was going through high school, he didn't want to do any of this. He didn't want Special Olympics or any other things that they had to offer. He wanted none of it. But then when Ian told him about this thing called My Team Triumph, and he kind of hemmed and hawed about it, and I said, well, let's just go check it out, and he was hooked. He loved it. Not that he's a shy person anyway, but he has come out of his shell more.
Yeah.
He's wanting to be more independent, and he gets these relationships with these runners
Yeah.
that are just, he's Facebook, it's going to get to the point where you can't add, and it's actually possible that you cannot add any more friends. But he's just flowering so well. It's just amazing.
Yeah. I always love having BJ at the training runs. There's a few things you can count on with BJ. One, his music that he plays on his Bluetooth speaker. Two, he's going to heckle Ian. That's for sure.
Yes.
He's always going to heckle Ian, and the fact that he's a Vikings fan, right? You know, and he always loves. He's always asking me, hey, can I run with someone new? Like, can I meet someone new? He's always seems to enjoy meeting new people. So, like you said, coming out of his shell.
Well, he does.
So, yeah, is that true, BJ?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome, super excited. So let's kind of go in order of the event, and we're going to start with the swim portion. So Brian, you've done Ironman Wisconsin before,
I have.
right? Yeah, you've done it, not with us, but on your own.
Correct, in 2016.
2016
Yep.
did it. Is swim your strongest leg?
It is. I swam in college and did some triathlons the last 5 years, and
Nice.
it's kind of my bread and butter.
All right, man. What are you expecting
jinx
to be your
anything, but-
What are you expecting to be your swim time for the race?
Oh man, I'm a little undertrained right now. I'm just getting ramped up, but I don't have a prediction. I don't want to predict anything.
No,
Yeah.
sub hour?
No.
No?
I did that in 2016.
Yeah.
Barely.
Barely.
So.
You never know.
We'll
You
just
got a motor.
7 hour.
We're just gonna try to bank as much time as possible.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Is
Yeah.
to bank as much time as possible.
That's where it all starts. But one of the cool things about doing with MTT is you get to start out ahead of everyone
It'll
else.
be clean water.
So
which
you
will
won't
be
have to worry
a
about-
unique experience.
Yeah, you won't have to worry about wrestling people
Yeah.
for the first,
Yeah.
quarter mile or whatever it is to get
That'll
out
be
there.
cool.
So I know BJ is gonna be, cheering you on,
Yeah.
using the rows, the oars, right? You're gonna be a little rowing.
Yeah, help
back
me out
there.
a little bit.
He's like, what? I'm so confused.
BJ, we'll just give you a squirt gun to squirt water at it.
Yeah,
Keep
right.
going.
There you go.
No teammate left behind.
What's that?
No teammate left behind.
No teammate left behind. That's right. No teammate left behind. But you've been involved with MTT. You've done a couple
Mm-hmm.
events in the past. This is, I mean, literally, it was like, I think yesterday that we had this conversation
Yep.
around joining the team. I know you've been talking a little bit with Dave about it. So why were you interested in joining?
Well, I've done a handful of MTT events, or just a few, and then a little bit of volunteering on the side, not actually doing events, over the course since I've moved to Green Bay. So just, you know, maybe one a year on average. And I've done plenty of events on my own, and both are fulfilling and have a purpose. And I just think it's a time to help share or help someone else accomplish a goal and share in the excitement that it brings. And yeah.
Just to get that experience. So you
Yeah.
crossed the finish line in 16.
Uh-huh.
What can you say to BJ and Tammy about like what they can expect about race day? Because they've never been there before. They've
Right.
never gone
Well,
to an
expect the
Ironman.
unexpected is a very easy
That covers a lot.
coverall.
Yeah.
But I guess one thing you can't expect is the feelings during the day are you can't predict them.
Yeah.
You could get a little bit of glimpse by spectating others do it, but once you're in the mix yourself, it's very unique.
Yeah.
And there's highs and lows throughout the day, but when you're rounding those final turns around the Capitol in Madison, and the lights are on, and the music's playing, and the crowd's going crazy, and you just think back what's happened over the last 15 hours or 17 hours, that's a pretty neat feeling coming down the chute, and hope to do that with BJ.
Yeah. It's so powerful. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And I think in the times that I've done it, I've always been amazed at like, wow, I've been doing this for 17 hours. I can't believe it went by that fast.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're out there and you're like thinking this is never going to end, and all of a sudden it's done.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how quickly that goes. But Ironman Wisconsin is famous for one of the best finishes of all Ironman events. Right in front of the Capitol Square, got the red carpet, Mike Riley there to cheer the teams on. So yeah, definitely really looking forward to getting there. So you're going to get that team a good strong start. You'll also get a chance to push up the helix, which is one of my favorite parts about
Cool.
Ironman Wisconsin. So push BJ in his chair
All right.
up the helix. So that's kind of fun. The helix is the ramp to the parking garage where
Oh,
the transition area is.
yeah, yeah.
And there's a ton of people that are gonna be there to cheer you on when you run up that. It's really a lot of fun.
Dang.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang. All right, so we're going along. We're past the swim. We're moving over to the bike portion. Cliff is sticking with the team this year. Going to do 2018. But you've been training. You're ready. You feeling good, man?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty strong right now.
Yep.
You know, as Tom mentioned, 3 weekends in a row, some heavy miles and hot, humid weather, which hopefully isn't the case in September because that could be brutal. But you know, a lot of training, lots of training.
Yeah, I mean, from a physical standpoint, I remember when we first talked about this, you applied, you wanted to be on the team, and you initially talked about doing the whole thing. And then we kind of talked a little bit about a relay, and you're basically like open to whatever's needed, had that mentality. But I remember how you talked about maybe it was this morning, we were talking about how you went on an 18-mile bike ride or 35-mile bike ride. It's just like, you can't believe. So talk a little bit about some of the physical changes that you've gone through.
You know, I can echo what Brian said. I was never a runner, a swimmer, a biker in high school. I mean, any of that. I was football and baseball. And I remember going to my first triathlon and watching friends, and just the atmosphere and the contagiousness of the people around you is what got me hooked. And I had biked off and on for the last 7 or 8 years. But when I really started heavily training this year for Ironman, I'm shocked at how strong I've gotten, how quickly. You know, Jana mentioned losing weight. That's not that I just can't stop eating. You know, you just eat more and more and more because you're expelling so much energy. So, for me, last night I went on an 18-mile bike ride, and like you said, I was done in an hour. I'm like, wait, that was an hour? It felt like 20 minutes. You know, so just the ability to go out and do those things that I normally would have been pretty exhausted from, all of a sudden seemed to be refreshing and enjoyable.
Right. What was your motivation to be on the team?
You know, I think really it's just that opportunity to help someone else achieve something in life that maybe they thought was impossible. You know, and for BJ in this case, helping him, you know, complete something that his friends have done before in the past, so that he can also have that memory to share with Ian and Kayla when they're around, so that it's just the opportunity to give back and serve somebody else in a different way than I probably ever would have thought I personally would have been able to.
Awesome, love it. We'll come back and talk a little bit more about the bike course, because that's the meat and potatoes of the race.
That's what everybody keeps saying.
If you follow Ironman, you know that's where a lot of the battle is. But moving on to the run, we've got Dave here. Dave's done a few events with us. But same question, man. What was your motivation to join the team?
Well, when I started doing events with my team Triumph, it was my chance to give back, and I'm a personal trainer in gym and a coach, and I see it all the time where people think that they can't do things, and I show them that they can. And I think it's just another rewarding experience for me to help someone else show that they can do that, and other people that, yeah, they absolutely can. Just put your mind to something and let's accomplish it.
Absolutely.
It's very rewarding to me.
Yeah, and being an example, I imagine for your clients and showing them about service. So
Yes.
awesome, love it. Very good. So that's the motivation, guys. Look, let's go back. Let's start over again. Like, what are you looking forward to most about the day, start to finish, the whole experience? Is it the finish line? Is it the morning over Lake Monona? Is it the medal? Is it walking across? What do you guys think? As you kind of visualize the day and visualize that experience? Let's start with you, Cliff. What are you thinking about?
I think it's the end, right? The culmination of being able to walk down that finisher chute. You know, we haven't talked to BJ much, but you walking that, or are we pushing you?
I'm walking.
You're walking.
Ooh, there we go.
Okay, we're holding you to that.
Yeah.
So getting to help and walk, you know, with BJ down that finisher chute
Yep.
at the end, and you know, as a team, to just simply say that we accomplished it. It was something that we did.
Yep. Can't beat that finish line. So, Dave, how about you, man?
Having done Ironman already, and not knowing what to really expect how the day was, now it's like feeling that all over again. Is the whole day is just an experience, and like Brian said, you just can't expect anything because it's not going to go the way you planned. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing or a good thing, but it's not going to go as you planned. But it's a great day to experience to the end, and the run. I mean, when you have 75,000 spectators out there, it's like going to a Packer game,
Yeah.
you know. But all on the streets, downtown, State Street, around the Capitol,
Yeah.
it's you're the superstar, and everybody is there for you, you know. And every other person participating in that event. And when Mike announces BJ as an Ironman, there's going to be emotions flowing everywhere. That chute is an emotional tunnel of goodness
so
right there. Yeah.
Every year I cry like a baby down there.
Yeah.
I can't handle it. You know, one of the things maybe you don't know is on the course twice you get to run through Camp Randall Stadium, like literally on the field.
No way.
Yeah.
No.
Isn't that cool? Yeah.
No.
On the football field. So that's awesome. That's a great experience.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So the shortest time leg Brian has, right, of the whole day, less than an hour. We've established that as the goal. Right? Less than an hour.
Pressure's on.
But how about for you? What's the thing that you're looking forward to most?
One of the really cool parts is in the morning, the transition of nervousness and adrenaline building from the time you get up that day as you get closer and closer and closer to the cannon going off. There's just more and more nervousness and excitement and fear and anxiety and just lots of good and bad things happening. And then once the event starts, once the cannon goes off, how that just transitions to energy. And all that negative energy, the anxiety and the nervousness just goes away, and it just becomes all positive energy to, you know, every stroke for me, every pedal or every step is just going towards the finish line. and just kind of that transition of all that crazy feeling from before the cannon to just forward energy as the day is going on is just kind of a unique experience.
Yeah. I always found it to be very interesting, the Ironmans that I've been to, because you know that inside of everyone is this like holy crap feeling, like I'm about to do this thing, but like no one's saying it, you know, like no one's like, what are we doing here? Like, I can't believe we're about to do this, you know, and they all have this like kind of, you know, calm look on their face. You know, no one is calm. No one is calm. Everyone is freaking out. But I agree. As soon as that cannon goes off, it's just like you can't help but be infected by the energy that happens there on race day. So, Mom, how about you? What are you looking forward to most?
I want to experience the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I want to be in the moment.
Yeah.
I hear stories from people that have been there, and I've watched you on video through the Denver one. I listen to Candy, and I just want to just be in the moment and just soak it all in, and I'm sure I'm going to cry like a baby, because I do on these small ones that we do, the Packer 5K and the Bell and Run, and how they hoop and holler and cheer and they yell his name, and I get emotional then. We're going to need to be a lot of tissues, because
Yeah.
we're going to completely lose it for that.
Yeah. You're in for a treat. It's so powerful. All right, guys, thank you so much for sharing your story. Look forward to having you on the team this year, as well as looking into 2019. If you want to follow them, we're going to have a number of ways that you can do that, both on race day, a lot of social posts. We're going to have some opportunities where you can support the team financially through some fundraisers, as well as I know we have some more events coming up throughout the course of the summer as they prepare for race day. So a lot of that coming up as we get close to the event. Before we wrap up today, guys, I just want to mention a few things. In the month of August, we've got a special on one of our swag items in our store. It's the inclusion tank, the ever popular inclusion tank. We're selling that for just 15 bucks. So check out the link on our website to take advantage of that. Coming up in August, what we have for the month in terms of events, the weekend of August 4th, we have the Fort 14, Bike to the Beat, which we are looking for volunteers for. So if you're interested in joining that, Angel, Captain, Volunteer, please check out our website. The following weekend, we have the Shanty Days 5K in Algoma, as well as the Iron Girl Triathlon down in Kenosha, first time event there. And on August 25th, we have the Wausau Marathon, which is our premier event in the North Central region. So definitely a lot going on in August before we get into September, where we're going to get into Ironman. And speaking of Ironman, next month what we're going to do is we're going to have the video go out a little early. We're not going to wait till September, so we're going to do 2 videos in the month of August. We're going to introduce you to our second team doing Ironman Wisconsin. This is Team Autumn out of Wausau. Incredible story. Actually, this team is not just doing one Ironman. They're actually going to do 7 Ironmans, 1 every day, leading up to the actual race itself. Yeah, kind of crazy. And they have an event coming up the first weekend, the first Monday in September, called the Northern Souls 5K in Wausau, so you can join them and support them. So we're going to introduce you to them, hear a little bit about their story, and definitely ask them why they're going to do 7 Ironmans. A little crazy. So thanks for tuning in, guys, to Beyond the Chair series, and look forward to having you join us next month. Bye.